Hi guys, how are you doing? Hope everything's okay. Hope everybody's staying healthy. Pardon the way I look. I didn't feel like putting makeup on, and you know what? What matters is the fact that you listen. Okay? Uh, I've been wanting to do this video for the past few months, actually longer than the past few months. But I'm not big on stirring the pot. You know, I seem to anyway, but I don't like causing conflict, and I don't like messing with people's already established, perfectly happy practices. If you're perfectly happy and everything's working out for you, awesome. Good for you. I'm happy for you. I'm glad that you're getting everything that you want. But this is for the people that are having a hard time, that are confused, that are angry, that are frustrated because they're doing something that they already know that they're doing but don't want to acknowledge that they're doing within the cult of Santa Muerte. They're mixing. You can go to my past videos and you'll see that I had a very non-Catholic, afraid of Catholicism. I hate Catholic religion. I'm coming at it from a pagan perspective. Yada, 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 yada. There's nothing wrong with those things. You can feel how you want to feel about the church. Past videos, you already know how I feel about the church. I don't like the institution. Okay? I don't like the power and the bloodshed and the money making and manipulative scheme that it turned into. Now, I don't mind the message, although it's very chauvinistic, and we'll not get started on that. Anyway, ADD. But the point I'm trying to make is that I was doing it wrong for a very long time. And a very long time for me is like a year. That's a year wasted. If I would have just listened to the people that were telling me how this cult is supposed to be worked and how this practice and this homage with her is to be worked for the path of least resistance, then my life would have been a whole hell of a lot easier. But no. I did it all. I tried mixing her. I tried comparing her. I even abandoned her for another practice or another religion. I insulted her. I did everything you weren't supposed to do. I did all the wrong things. So I can sit here and tell you from experience. Now, I'm no authority on this. I'm only like 5 years in or 4 years in. So I'm still learning a lot from a lot of different people. But I'm just going to lay this out bluntly. Santa Muerte has nothing to do with chaos magic. Santa Muerte has nothing to do with Wicca. She has nothing to do with Palo. She has nothing to do with Santeria. She has nothing to do with Ifa. She has nothing to do with old Hellenic practices, old Hellenic Reconstructionist groups. She has nothing to do with Nordic practices. She has nothing to do with Celtic practices. She has nothing to do really with any of that stuff. And the moment that you try to mix them is the moment you're going to have clash. She's not an old demoness. She's not Inanna. She's not Lilith. She's not Astarte. She's not Hecate. She's not Persephone. She's not Diana. She's not Oya. She's not Centea. She's not anybody but Santa Muerte. Okay, so there's correlations with Mictecacigual, and that's for its own cultural reasons. Okay, and that's not, I have nothing to say about that because I don't know enough about it. But what I do know is the previous statements. Okay, So let me tell you what usually happens. So they see this really beautiful Reaper image, and they're like, they see this cult of people, and they're vibrant and they're rich, and they're rich, like spiritually rich. and they have just all this flair, and it's just so appealing in one way, shape, or form. So it attracts this person. The image and the practice and the way that everything seems to come to fruition for those people. People coming in hear all these stories about, oh, well, Santa Muerte brought me this, and Santa Muerte, did this for me, and my relative was on their deathbed and she brought them back, and they hear all of these miraculous stories. So they're like, cha-ching, in different ways, cha-ching, and they're like, that can't be too hard. That's got to be really easy. And I'm already, I'm not no newbie on the scene, so I can take this spirit and I can manipulate it and I can get what I want. It's going to be easy. There's nothing further from the truth. If she really was that easy to manipulate, if she really was, just some peon spirit that's willing to do bidding for a little bit of offering, then why would so many people bitch and complain if the person actually legitimately sat down and saw the full story and saw the aerial view? Why would so many people saint shame? If you don't know what that is, look it up. Why is the hand and the side removable? On the darker side of things, why is it removable? Because people take away from her statue because it's a blatant sign of disrespect until she delivers. So if she delivers to everybody, why do people do that? She's the saint of last resort. Like she's the last one that people will go to. If she didn't already come to them into their life, she's the one that they go to last. Because her energy's freaking intense, man. Like, it's crazy how intense it is, and a lot of people are not prepared to deal with it. They think that she's just some little side piece, when in all actuality, she's the head honcho in a lot of cases. You can't manipulate her. Okay? You can't buy her off. It has to be balanced. The scales have to be balanced. When you're bringing in these other traditions and you're labeling her a different name, that's blatant disrespect to her. And she's very humanistic in a lot of ways. So she's gonna take that as insult. And if you're lucky, nothing will happen. But if it's in a more extreme situation, you'll get taken away what she gave you, if she gave you anything at all. That's the way she works. That's why people warn you about coming into this cult. It's not just some lollipop, rainbow, unicorn type situation that the media seems to want to portray it as, besides them portraying it as some kind of, narco culture. It's about relationship. It's about give and take. And guess what, guys? Everything works that way. This is not news. So if you approach her and you say, she's Inanna, and you start treating her like Inanna, and you start giving her offerings like she's Inanna, she's going to be like, you know what? Fuck you, then go to Inanna, because I'm not Inanna. If you come at her like she's Hecate, oh God, please don't. But if you do, she's going to be like, excuse me, turn your little ass around and go to Hecate then. So you were just so enthralled by me, but now you want to change me around and turn me into something that I'm not? No thanks. I got way more to do than to deal with your superficiality. And that sounds mean, and I'll get lots of dislikes, but that's okay because you're still listening. But yeah, don't take the culture, don't take the practice, don't take the veneration, don't take the whole cult and try to turn it into something that it's not. Okay? And let me reiterate bluntly again. She's not a demoness or a queen of demons. She's not an African deity. She's not a Greek deity. She's not a Celtic deity. She's not any other deity other than maybe the minute, and cultural correlation with the Aztec goddess of death that has its explainable origins, okay? But I can't speak too much on that because I don't have experience with Mictecacigual. I don't. Other people do, not me. Because I'm happy with Santa Muerte the way she is. The Santa Muerte that appeared to me in my bedroom, tapping on my bed saying, you and I had a promise. That's the Santa Muerte that I'm dealing with, that I love, that I cherish, that I speak about. So I can't speak about any other cultural rendition of her. So she's not any of these other beings. She is Santa Muerte. And she gets... I'm not going to try to speak for a spirit, but it can get frustrating when I come to you and say, my name's Janelle. And you're like, you look like that Mexican chick on that one movie, so I'm going to call you that name. You look like Eva Longoria, which I don't. She's actually my cousin, distant cousin. But you look like her, so I'm going to call you her. I'm going to be like, but I'm not. We may look alike, but I'm not. We're totally different. So it's kind of insulting that every time you see me, and every time you want to talk to me, every time you want something from me, you call me by that name. Go to them. Same thing. It's the same concept. So the majority of her practice is sympathetic. If you don't know what that means, look it up. Sympathetic magic. Low magic. That's what it is. That's how it works best. And the other way that it works is through, the conversion between that and Catholicism. Now, I understand if you weren't raised Catholic, oh, good for you. But if you weren't raised Catholic, you don't get it. So you're going to have a lot to catch up with. But it boils down to this. If you really want to show that you're being serious and you really want to approach this from a very real standpoint, just learn the Our Father, Hail Mary, and Glory Be. Just learn those three for now. And they're pretty simple. You'll learn them in like a week. Just learn those three. Okay? And yes, you can learn them in English. It'd be cooler if you learn them in Spanish because being bilingual is awesome. But learn them in English for now. If you have an image of her, say them in front of the image. You'll feel something. I can't guarantee it, but more times than most, people will feel something. She likes it. Why? Because it's a product of her culture. It's what she was surfaced from. Do you understand? It's her roots. As much as we don't like it, as much as we have against the church, it's still her roots. And her people believe in it. Like the people that created this surge of Santa Muerte. You can't deny where she came from. We don't ask you to take the culture out of any other religion you're a part of, so don't ask us to do it with this. And you, personally, don't do it. Because you're just going to have nothing but issues. Believe me. So, this is just an FYI, stir the pot type of video, and just letting you know, don't change it. Leave it as it is. The moment you try to change it, you're being 100% blatantly disrespectful to her and the people that helped her to surface. Okay? I don't care how much you don't like it. If you really want to be involved, you'll do it that way. It's the best way to do it. It's the way that you're going to get results. If you want to think of it from a selfish perspective, it's the way you're going to get results. Okay? So, don't try to remove any elements. Don't try to add in any elements. Just keep it as is. Just be happy with it. There's already so much freedom in it already. You can do practically anything with her. Anything. You just have to know how to approach it. And it starts with respect. And within the line of respect is not bringing in your own egotistical agenda. Okay? So that's all I wanted to say. And I hope that answered any questions as to why anybody's having any problems. You know, we got to be honest with ourselves. I'm guilty of it. I've done it. Didn't work. So that's it. And the next video, I promise it'll be funner and happier and more informative and that sort of thing. But this just had to be said. Oh, one more thing. I've made a video on this in the past. That symbol going around, it looks like a patipemba. It looks like some people are calling it a veve. Some people are calling it a patipemba. What all that means is that it looks like an African sigil. It's not hers. This author came up with it, who's well renowned for, let's just say he's well renowned for being opinionated and well renowned for misinforming people. So that little sigil that's going around, if you Google Santa Muerte sigil, she does not have a sigil. Okay? She doesn't. You can create sigils with her, that's fine, whatever, but that's one-to-one, that's personal, that's between you two. And she most definitely, from what I've seen, does not surface through the sigil of another being. If she does, that's somebody else. Okay? You might be convinced that it's her, but sorry. No. We can't be having all these devotees saying the same exact thing. Devotees who've never even spoken to each other. And then the moment this sigil pops up, they're like, oh my God, dude. Like, just out of curiosity, I tried that and she gave me shit. She gave me hell. Because no sigil belongs to her. That's a whole other practice. Okay? Okay? All right. I'm just letting y'all know, okay? So, yeah, guys, we're fortunate to have this information in English. Let's just please not pervert it like every Westerner tends to do. Let's just please do it the way it was originally done. That's the way it works best, okay? And if you're not cool with that, there's the door. Bye. Okay? So, anyway, we'll see you in the next video.